Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just come back from the what's that stadium called?
Genk.
We've just come back from Genk virtually. Obviously we couldn't get out there tonight, and it was Genk 2, West Ham 2. Scotty, take us through the starting lineup.
Areola in goal, Kufal right back, Creswell left back, Diop and Dawson in the middle, Rice and Noble in the midfield with an attacking four of Ben Rama, Antonio, Lanzini and Masuaku.
The right lineup? He went for it, didn't he?
It was a strong team. He had to obviously go for it. Wanted to get the 3 points done, get this group done and dusted tonight. It hasn't worked out, but it's not the worst result in the world.
No.
As we said, 10 out of 12 points in the first 4 games. I think any West Ham fan would have snapped your hands off for that.
I'll be honest, I thought we was quite fortunate in the first half not to find ourselves more than 1 goal down. So going out second half, dominate them really. Second half, I think we run them a bit ragged.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we were sort of poor for the whole first half, but they dominated the whole first half. I think after the first 25 minutes, 30 minutes, it started to be more of us, and we was chasing that equaliser, and we just couldn't get. And really, we didn't. Half time just came at the wrong time because we really started to build momentum up, and we was knocking on the door at that point, and the half time whistle came, and it was a shame. Because
I think it was much of a carbon copy of the game at London Stadium. You know, they come at us early at the London Stadium and they scored. Obviously, it was disallowed. This time they scored, and you know it was a good goal. And they just kept coming and coming, and it just seemed to be we didn't get out of second gear in that first half. You know, we couldn't get our foot on the ball. We couldn't control the game as we try and do other times, and we looked very ragged defensively, which sake of late we've not looked like that.
First half, I thought first 20 minutes we looked all over the shop.
That's what I mean.
Honestly, I thought we looked all over the shop. We couldn't get our foot on the ball.
Very disorganised,
and couldn't get a sort of a shape at all.
I don't think Noble and Rice worked well together tonight. I think they were too deep sometimes, and there was too much of a gap in between the two of them, and we just couldn't get our foot on the ball and get control. And Genk, to be fair to them, they were pressing us. Yeah. And every time we got on that ball, they were straight on us, and they was panicking us into. I've just seen that picture of David Moyes on the screen there.
He looked very smart today.
Look, it was a frustrating first half. I think Genk, they definitely deserved the lead. I did think they was a better team.
Yeah, 100%. They come at us from the start, and we just, as I said, we just couldn't seem to get going. We were just on the back foot all the whole time.
Just like Rice and Noble, I think Diop and Dawson as well were too wide apart.
Yeah.
You know, they wasn't communicating as well as we've seen them do over the last few weeks. Soufal coming back in, looked a bit ropey, didn't he? He hasn't played he hasn't got a lot of minutes under his belt in the last few weeks. So
yeah.
Creswell, he's played a lot of football, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they done what they did in the first game. They come at us down our left hand side. You know, they isolated Creswell because he's not the quickest of fullbacks. You know, and they got the
the danger man. What was his name? Itu, whatever his name is.
Ito, yeah.
Ito.
He caused us problems once again. He's a quick player, and we couldn't keep up with him. And obviously their first goal, it was a great through ball, split the defenders, and John Panstall, our former player, he's punished us.
Yeah, that's it. It's such a basic.
Yeah, we know it's not John Pint.
I'm only joking. I'm only having a laugh. I'm having a laugh.
Get the comments in.
It was such a basic goal to concede. Do you know what I mean? That easy through ball.
We was talking off the line. We were saying, is it bad goalkeeping or is it a good finish? And it was sort of in between both, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that's the thing, and you look at Areola, right, he got a good hand to it. That's the frustrating thing for me. He got such a good hand to it, you think he should really save that, but it was a good shot.
Yeah.
So
you look at his position, he's on the near post, and probably not quite expecting him to be able to get a shot off into the far corner. Yeah. And just as he sees it a bit too late, tries to get hands on it.
On another day, though, that is the other side of the post that goes out the other
exactly.
way.
That's it. I think it's just one of them. It's
unfortunate. I thought Diop could have done a bit better there.
Diop was poor tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, you have to be brutally honest because we've been full of praise for the boys of late.
First half.
No, I thought he was poor
First, no, I
through.
don't-
To be honest with you,
I don't think he done much wrong in the
he
second half.
he didn't have much coming at him in the second half. That's
can't say he was
that's
poor
the
then.
difference. Well, I thought he was poor.
No, I
From
mean,
what
you
he
can't
done.
say he was
but-
poor in the second
but-
half if he didn't have much coming to him.
yeah,
He didn't
all
have
right,
nothing
he
to
didn't
make
do
him
nothing.
poor.
Him and Dawson didn't have the greatest of games in that first half, but Rice and Noble in front of them offered very little protection. As I said, their front line moved between that gap in the midfield and our back line a lot better than what we dealt with them. And the worrying thing for me, I know we're going to have a different lineup against Liverpool, but the ease that you saw Pencil and Ito moving into that positions, dropping into that midfield, and then the midfielders running beyond and making space. Teams like Liverpool do that, we're going to get pulled apart.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I know we're going to see a different starting lineup and all that, but Moyes is going to be very frustrated with that first half, the way we defended, the way that we didn't sort that problem out, we didn't close that gap up.
I think there's a problem when we face pace with and this is all with due respect, and I want to see him get more games, to be honest with you. When Noble is, it looks like Rapid Vienna are winning.
Still early doors.
That's all right.
I'm just saying, but yeah, it's when there's pace in the midfield and tricky players, Noble struggles a bit, you know, and
Yeah, it seemed to be the wrong game for him today.
Yeah,
and because
yeah.
I said he played so well against Man City, but you're not at this stage of his career, you're not going to see week in, week out him be able to put in those performances.
Yeah, when you look, if you look at those performances against City, was that because we sort of knew what we were expecting to face, and the lines that we left, you know, the back four with the midfield, there was tighter gaps. Today, them gaps were a lot wider, which
didn't we play
which
a back
left
five
Noble more
against Man
exposed.
City? Didn't we play a
No.
five? I thought we played a five.
Well, even if we did,
yeah,
what
we
I'm
did
saying
in the
is
first
that,
half, we switched towards the
that
four.
gap between the defence and midfield was much more narrow because we're stopping. You know, we know what City are going to do. You know, I think maybe we took Genk a bit lightly tonight.
Yeah, and then, that's, I think, where we was 9 points clear, no one had scored a goal against us. That maybe a bit of overconfidence probably caught up with us, really. And look, they gave us a good game the first time around, and they probably learnt a lot from that game.
As I said, you know, I said it in the stream and I said it in the preview and all that. I still say it now. They are the best side we've come across in this tournament so far.
Yeah, and the thing is, we knew we was going to have games like this.
Yeah.
It weren't always going to be plain sailing through this group. We've had a great start, and I wouldn't say we've hit a speed bump tonight.
It's a bit,
you know, it's a good point away from home.
But knockout competition is different. You can't have them. You can't have them glitches when.
No, of course not.
You know, I'd rather have them now
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
learn
yeah,
from them
100%.
now. And I believe we
Yeah.
will learn from that now.
But if West Ham, if we had to win this game tonight, it'd have been totally different.
Yeah,
I think, as you said, there was a little bit of complacency there
Yeah.
because we have been playing so well, and we thought we was going to go there tonight and maybe get the 3 points and seal the group.
Yeah, but also if you look at if you look at this as a two-legged affair, you know, a draw away from home and then a win at home, you'll take that all day long.
No,
all the way
before-
through the
before-
competition.
Before it started,
Yeah, that's it.
we all spoke. We all looked
5-2.
at that, and we all
5-2.
said, if we win our home games and get a couple of draws away from home, maybe you're
Exactly.
winning here,
Yep.
we'll do it right. And that's what we was looking at. We never even imagined like win every game.
No.
You know, that was. We're taking a step up. I mean, look, we lost to Astragugu in the qualifiers last time.
It's the same as the Premier
So-
League, though, isn't it? Every point you pick up away from home is massive. It's win
Exactly.
your home games,
Yeah.
and that's what we've been doing. And
Yeah, we just wanted to have it fully wrapped up by now. Just
But
as
we,
long as
we
we,
win the
we,
group.
we only talk about what we've just watched, and we're right to criticise some of the players. I mean, I thought Ben Rama was quiet in the first half. Lanzini, Masuaku, I thought I wasn't impressed with him at all tonight.
He got better as the half went on.
Yeah.
but he still looks very rusty.
I think his best movement was when he got subbed off.
No, I thought he put in that great ball, didn't he, over to was it Ben Rama or Rice? Remember that? But he played it across the goal there.
Yeah, the thing is with
Rama.
Masuaku, and I've said this before, he has got the talent. It's just sometimes he takes one or two touches more than he should, or he doesn't get out of his feet quick enough. But
Sometimes I don't think we cross the ball quick enough.
no, we do,
don't think we
we
get the
have
ball
been.
in.
We have been this season. It's just tonight. I just don't think we move the ball as quick as we have been.
I think players like Soufal and Arthur, I'm willing to sort of give them a little bit of a pass because they're coming off from injuries and not playing like Arthur had surgery and got to play Martin Soufal as well. He didn't have a great game today either, but he's coming. Exactly.
But also, what you've got to remember as well, the lack of options, height options that we've got. When we have an attacking lineup of the likes of Ben Rama
but I'm
and
sure
Lanzini
tonight,
and like that,
I think Yarmolenko would have played. And Vlasic would have played as well. I don't know whether
I think Yarmolenko would have made a big difference tonight in the way we would have played. I really do.
Yeah.
Because I think that Antonio tonight was probably not expecting to play. It must have been a late decision for either Yarmolenko or Vlasic because I think they both travelled, if I'm right to say. So,
it's a real shame because I want Vlasic to get more game time as well. You know, I think that's what he needs.
This is the thing as well. Is these are the opportunities that them players have got to take. And the thing is, when you've got players like Vlasic and Yarmolenko who are not in the regular 11, they've got a point to prove. Yeah. So it gives them that extra boost of motivation to.
These are the games where they take their opportunities to say to Moyes, "Look, I want to start week in, week out."
Yeah.
But look. 1-0 down at half time.
Got better as the half went on.
Yeah, second half we were much better. We come out. Moisey must have given them a right rocket up their arse because Ben Rama was bang on in that second half.
Yeah.
I think he was right not to make any of the changes as we said because we did end that half with so much momentum, that team, and to see what they could do. And we carried it on into the second half. And
we said we had to give it 10-15 minutes, didn't we, before Moyes made any changes just to see how it goes. And I think we controlled the game. And as I said to you, Premier League fitness comes into it, and you can tell that Genk got tired after about 55-60 minutes, and they was always going to sit back and just invite us on. And then eventually we got the goal, and it was well deserved. Dan missed it.
Thanks to Nicky.
What a moment that was.
That's it though, isn't it? When you look at it, we knew they'd tire, and they did. And the substitutions made a big difference. The movement of the front three improved so much more when Antonio and Masuaku left the field. Yeah, and that for again, Moyes made the right substitutions at the right time.
Yeah, bringing Fornells on was the right decision, and Bowen as well. Yeah, because Bowen and he's running. Just shows you why I probably would have started Bowen tonight, if I'm honest, over Antonio, and had Antonio on the bench.
Same, yeah, I agree. Because Antonio's such an important player for us, and like you said, I think he weren't expecting to play, and he's going to be a big important part of the Liverpool game. And I think Bowen's got that fitness about him as well. Like he feels like he can play those extra minutes, and we can afford to have started him. And he gave us a big boost when he come on. Right there, Nick.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm just
very sorry.
No, I'm listening. Everyone keeps on saying I'm like zoning out, but I'm just listening to what you're saying.
I know that when you listen, you don't look at people.
He's looking at himself on the camera.
I'm watching this.
Checking his hair out.
Mr. YouTube. Ben Rama, great finish through the keeper's legs.
Yeah, it was good build-up play as well, and that's what improved. We moved the ball a lot quicker. We were saying in the first half that Masuaku held on to the ball a bit too much. When we done them changes, the movement of the ball was much quicker. And I've said this a lot of times through the season. When we move that ball quickly, not many teams are going to be able to handle us. And that's the thing. That's what the confidence of what the players like Fornells and Bowen, where they're on fire at the minute, are. They've got that confidence to move that ball quickly, to do that 1-2 touch passing. whereas other players who are not getting regular football, like the likes of Noble and people like that, they're taking that extra touch. Yeah. Like Masuaku does, he takes that extra touch.
You get them communication issues, don't you? The understanding between the players and knowing what they're going to do before they do it and things like that. So that's going to happen. But who got the assist, by the way? I didn't see.
For the first one?
For the first one, yeah.
Was it Soufal?
I can't remember. Someone has to tell us. Someone will tell us. It's got to be in the comments, Nick, if you can see him. Someone will tell us.
Can't see him.
But no, it was a great finish, and we got back into the game, and then once again we controlled it.
Yeah, we dominated that second half completely, and that's the reaction we wanted to see after half time. We wanted to see us come out and dominate the second half.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, yeah, we was all over it. I got to see the second goal, which was
You were here for that one, Dan.
yeah, he
was
squeezed
a-
that right
Yeah, that was a
in there.
great goal. I mean, Ben Rama's footwork to get away from the three defenders around him.
Yeah.
It's the flick
Brilliant.
round.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Brilliant.
He's flicked him one and gone the
Gone
other.
way. Yeah.
And
Souček got the assist, I think someone said.
And that's
yeah,
what
Souček.
and that's what Ben Rama offers.
Souček?
And that's what he's good at doing, and that's what he needs to do more. Because if you get him on the ball in them positions, he's got such quick feet and close control.
That's what I don't like about Ben Rama at times, is that he's got the ability to do that and he doesn't use it enough.
Yeah.
And that's why he frustrates me, because I know I like special players like Ben Rama. Like Payet was a special player like that. Di Canio was a special player like that. They've got the abilities to wow the crowds with their skill and their close control and all that sort of thing. And I don't think he uses it enough.
But that brings me to what I mentioned in the watch along was, do you think that we don't give him the ball enough? You know, could we use Ben? We don't use, you know, with Payet, every opportunity we gave Payet the ball. With Di Canio, every opportunity we give Di Canio the ball.
Yeah,
with Ben
I
Rama,
don't
we
think
don't
he's
give it to
as
him
good
enough.
as them two.
The only difference with them is that Payet and Di Canio looked for it and they wanted the ball. Sometimes I think Ben Rama doesn't want the ball enough, but he's got more confident in the last few weeks doing that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, he needs to get on the ball more because he can do things like that, and that's a great finish. As
It's a
you
brace
said
tonight.
as
And
you
that's
said,
what you want to see from him.
Yeah,
You go through like that, you hit it straight at the goalkeeper through his legs.
he had some great opportunities to get a hat-trick if the balls would have just been better. And, you know, like you alluded to earlier,
To
Scott,
be
about the size of our players.
to
The
be
balls we're playing are too high
To be
for the
fair,
size of our players.
all the opportunities, I think, like the really clear-cut opportunities, it was all in, wasn't
All
it?
felt Ben Rama. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the-
just,
the
that
ball-
ball was just too
Yeah,
poor.
I think Soufel had a couple of chances that he was unlucky with. I'm sure he forced to put one wide in and forced
Yeah.
the keeper into a save with the other.
Who was that? Lanzini.
That was Soufal on the
Soufal.
volley, wasn't it?
Soufal,
yeah.
On the volley.
Yeah.
Then you had that Lanzini chance, didn't he, when he hit across the keeper and the keeper's pulled off a great save.
This is the thing. Players like Lanzini are the ones that need, in these games, they're the ones that need to step up and shine because they're not getting regular football. They've got to put the other players in that 11.
This is what I'm
under
saying.
pressure.
With Lanzini, there was talk about him perhaps replacing Ben Rama on Sunday, just because Ben Rama's not been quite at it in the Premier League, and Lanzini come on the other day, had a big impact. He's played himself out of that now. Ben Rama's played himself back in, and
Yeah, you
Lanzini's
can't drop
played
Ben
himself
Rama
out.
now. He's got 2 goals. His confidence is going to be buzzing on Sunday, and he'll want to prove a point against one of the big teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what players like Ben Rama do. They raise their games against the bigger teams. So,
Yeah, he'll be
Well, I
up
hope
for
he
that.
can, because I think he's been a bit anonymous against the big teams. In reality, when you think about him playing against the top
But
sides.
is that more to sometimes the way we set up against the
Yeah, that's
bigger
maybe,
sides?
maybe.
You know, that we're more defensively resolute
Yeah,
than
we're
are.
not going to be. We don't have a lot of the possession.
But
We're not
that's
gonna
what
be on
I'm
the
saying. I
ball
want
much more. He's not gonna have the chances.
players like him have got the ability to take that game by the scruff of the neck,
Yeah.
and I don't think he does it enough. You know, when we're playing defensively, Payet, when we was defensive, he'd get the ball and he'd do something with it and create things. And I don't think he does that enough. I don't know whether it's confidence or, you know, because I know he's got the ability. We've seen it tonight.
I think it's harsh to compare him to Payet.
No,
though, and
it is harsh, but I'm just
expect-
saying, like, them really special players. Di Canio was one. When our backs were against the wall, he'd do something magical and get us out and pull a goal out of his arse.
Do you know what I think, though, is the sort of player, he gives us a lot of defensive qualities. He does, I think he tracks back more than those players, and he does get stuck in with and help with the defensive duties. I think that makes it, he's slightly different. He's a bit more of a worker than those sort of players.
No,
Than
yeah,
a-
I
than
understand.
that flair player.
But
do you know what I mean?
is that the Moyes in him, right? What Moyes has drummed into him, the fact that in these games where we take on the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, sides like that, where we are more defensively resolute, as Moyes took that out of his game, where we want him to grab the ball grab the game by the scruff of the neck and take it to him and produce that flair moment, or has he not got that in his locker?
Maybe
like
Moyes
Payet
wants
and
him.
Canio had?
Yeah, because you
I
know
think he's
the
got it
thing
in his
is,
locker because he's done it for Brentford week in, week out.
So
he's
this
done
is
it tonight.
isn't it?
Yeah, and he's done it tonight.
But against sides like Liverpool, City, that sort of thing, is he sort of held back a bit?
The thing is, against teams like Liverpool and City and Chelsea, you don't have as much as the ball. So when you get the ball, you've got to make sure that you make something happen, and you've got to work hard to get that ball.
But that's what the Payets and the Di Canio did. That's what Nicky was alluding to there. Is what I'm saying is it the Moyes? It's not a negative thing. I'm just saying, is it the fact that we're more? This is how we set up. We're rigid.
Yeah, if that's the way he wants to play.
Does that hold Benrahma back?
That doesn't stop Benrahma from picking up the ball and doing something. It never stopped Payet. It never stopped Di Canio.
I can see Moyes saying to him, because you look how
he's not going to turn around and say don't do it.
No, but what I'm saying is, I can see Moyes saying to him, look for the pass, because the way we play, we try and move the ball quickly and make those passes as we build up the pitch, rather than like allowing him to carry the ball and take players on. Maybe he's saying, look for the pass. And that's what Benrahma does, rather than trying to go one-on-one. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe.
And because that's what you see with how we play. I mean, we don't know. That's a good.
I mean, we worked so hard to get back into the game and to take the lead, and then we soaked up the pressure for a little while, and then unfortunately Thomas Souček scored a great header just in the wrong end.
I think that's poor from Tommy, to be honest.
He does that quite a lot, Thomas Souček.
What, just sticks his head down?
Yeah, and unfortunately tonight it's gone in the beat Areola.
If that was a striker's header, mate, you'd be praising it.
And that's the thing. As I said, if he leaves it, for me, that's going straight to Diop. Is it clear? One, if you're looking at it from a manager's point of view, was there a call for him to leave it from the keeper or from Diop? But from his point of view, he's trying to get his head on the ball to get it away from.
He's the first man.
He's not looking to see whether Diop's got his marker or Dawson. He's throwing his head at the ball to try and clear it.
I want to be very, let's put the cat amongst the pigeons though. My managers, when I was growing up, used to tell me, if you're going to header it the same way. If you can't get your head to it the same way, then...
Yeah, but he's tried. He's just not... He's
glanced it.
He's glanced it instead of headed it.
In Souček's head, he's thinking... He's like in 50-50, isn't he? Because he's thinking, if I leave it, they might score.
Exactly.
And if I, so
it all depends on. I suppose it all depends on the call, doesn't it?
And not only that, it's the fizz of the ball. It's come at him quick.
Yeah.
You can see how quick it was, because as soon as I hit his head, he's in the back of the net.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. Like you said, if the call's there from Diop's ball, and he heads it, he's at fault. If Diop hasn't called
it might even be that he actually has got a call and he's trying to not
pull his head away,
and that's probably worse, because it's made it go in the back of the net. And if he'd have got his head...
They are difficult ones, because every instinct in your body says...
It's get your head in front of the ball to get it away,
It's just a shit way to eat.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest cross in the world, and Genk have found themselves lucky there.
And that's the thing, it's that the frustrating thing from our point of view is that in the second half performance, Genk didn't deserve that.
No. Do you know what? I think that's a bit of positivity to take, is that the only reason we haven't won the game is just a bit of bad luck on our own part with our own...
Positives to take, being 1-0 down away from home and finding yourself 2-1 up.
I'm worried about chance creations, though, because we create a lot of chances and we take a lot of... It's been bugging me for weeks.
I think that you say that, we went to Villa and put 4 in.
Yeah.
I know.
I think it's more to the fact that, we create a lot of chances. If we had the players that were sticking the ball away 9 times out of 10, they wouldn't be with us that long to continue playing.
I think to Nicky's point, we miss a lot of clear-cut chances. Yeah. Chances where you think, shit, have we not scored for it?
I think the final ball at times is always the
on
wrong
a positive
one,
spin for that. Well, at least we are creating chances.
Yeah.
Where we'd go games where we wouldn't create a chance 100%. Or things like 100%. That. So,
and that's the thing, when you look back at it, being 1-0 down. In the as we said in the past, when you go back pre the Moyes era, 1-0 down, we would have just capitulated. It would have been 2-0, it would have been 3-0. When then that's it, we're out of the game and we're not creating chances. Now we're 1-0 down, we pick up the ball, we go again, and we keep doing the same thing. There's no panic about what we're doing. It's right, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to get a goal. Just keep going. There's no like, right, we're going to pump it long or anything like that. And we didn't see that tonight.
Fair result tonight, though.
Yeah, on the basis.
When
you look back at the game, the 90 minutes, a draw is a fair result. They had the first half, we had the second half.
Yeah,
it's gutting. I mean, if we'd have walked out there and we'd have held on and won 2-1, we probably would have been thinking, we've got away with one tonight.
Yeah.
We didn't deserve the win, but we won.
The thing is, though, even when we did go 1-0 down, we always felt like we could come back and win it. And
there was a little spell after we went there, probably for 10 minutes after we went 1-0 down, where you're sitting there thinking, we really need to buck up our ideas.
But that's the thing under David Moyes, since like every game we've gone into, especially like since we come back last season lockdown, There's not a game I go into now thinking I don't feel like we ain't going to score.
Yeah.
Or I don't feel like we're not going to be in the game. And that's the difference.
But just talking about quickly before we wrap up, David Moyes' 1000th game tonight. He's going to be disappointed not to win that one because that would have done him a hell of a lot of favours. But
I'm just glad we didn't lose for him. That was the main thing.
Yeah, but how good is he? We say it every week, but how good is he?
What, Moyes?
I hope he's managing our next 1,000 games. That's what I would say.
That would I ain't got time to calculate how many years that is, but yeah.
Yeah, look, Moyes has done a
rate.
fantastic job since he's come back. He's changed the club from top to bottom. He's the last spell he was.
Are we
here,
hitting a peak though?
Are we what?
Hitting a peak.
No, I think we can get better. I think there's a lot more to come from this team, and I think a few good additions in January. I think this team can go far this season, and there's cups over there, FA Cups and things like that. It wouldn't surprise me if we see West Ham, hopefully, fingers crossed, lift the trophy this season.
I think when you look at Moyes when he was at Everton, you're seeing there's a lot of comparisons now to the way he was at Everton and the way he got Everton playing to the way we're playing. And, he's now getting his squad together. There's still probably a few players within that squad who are not the players that he wants and he wants to add to it. But the good thing is every transfer window we're improving.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to see. Then there's another transfer window, 2 months away. If we can improve there, we're top 4 at the moment. Yeah. If we can improve there, and that's what we do. The thing I'm seeing with us is consistency.
Thing is,
that's what I want to see, consistency.
In his
We've
first
lacked
spell
for so
when he
many
came
years.
in, he took over a Billich's squad that were like on its knees.
Yeah.
And he got us. He kept us up that season. We didn't keep him. We went the Pellegrini route. It didn't work out. He's come back. And he did say, he said it might take 4 or 5 transfer windows to get the squad I want. And as you said, every signing we make is improving the team, improving the squad.
100%.
And if this Kretinsky can come in and help give him the funds that he needs to be able to go and say, right, this is the player I
would
want.
love them to just go to him in January and just say, look, go and find a striker. Don't matter who it is, as long as it's a realistic person that's going to come, we'll just give you whatever you need to get that striker, because that's what we desperately need. Like Antonio's a great. I think he's great. I think he's like a cult hero at our club, and I love him to bits. But there's still room for improvement there.
You need a different type of striker.
A proper striker, a proper striker that can score goals. And Antonio, he goes back to the wing.
That's never going to happen.
No, I don't think it'll happen now. But I'm just saying.
But it is nice to have the option. Though,
the option,
that
yeah.
you can
It's
play
not even
there
that,
if we
it's
need
just
him
having
to.
the option that when we are
It's
chasing
not
the
only
game,
that.
you could go
What you've
two
got to
up
look
top.
at is that Moyes sees Antonio as his main striker. So what Moyes has got to do now, he's got to bring in a good enough centre forward that if things ain't going right, that he can bring on the bench.
If we could find a striker,
if we find someone that can play with Antonio up
to
top,
score 20, 25 goals, we'd be serious contenders for things. And I mean serious contenders.
It's hard to find.
but that's the thing.
we ain't had
Them-
one of them since
No.
1998 or whatever.
Them strikers are few and far between. In the
They
Premier
are
League.
few and far between. But if you could find one, all I'm saying is, if you can find one,
You're looking for that Kevin Phillips, who could go to a poor side and banging goals left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
You're not. That's the type of striker you're looking at. Someone who's going to get you 20 to 30 goals a season in a poorer side.
You definitely need. We need competition. We need someone who's going to push Antonio to keep him on his toes to feel like I need to.
But as well, the problem you're going to find is with the way we set up to play, there's a lot more work in the striker's game than just scoring goals. And that again then impacts on the goal scoring ability of the striker, because you're asking him to do a lot more work off the ball than what a normal striker would be.
We need in and out of it, man. We need someone like the way you could pick up the ball, carry it from deep. And
if this would have happened, if Moyes would have stayed the first time and Arnautovic would have stayed with us, game over for a lot of teams, man. Because Arnautovic in this team would be like Arnautovic then. I'm not talking about. I don't know what he's like now.
I think we should. He was available for cheap, man. I was interested. I don't know why we didn't.
But
get him.
it is what it is. He's gone, and we have got a good team.
But the thing is, like moving on quickly to Sunday, like we've got a massive game against Liverpool, and I think it's a game we can win. course we can, like because we've proved it.
The thing is,
and I've
mate,
watched Liverpool over the last few weeks, and
they're
at
vulnerable,
the back,
aren't they?
yeah, they're very vulnerable at the back, but up front, up top, they're quality. They've got
Yeah.
the best striker in the world at the moment in Salah, the best player in the world at the moment, and it's going to be a difficult game, but this is
I
what
watched that
happens.
Brighton game and give me hope.
Yeah, that's it. But as I said after that Brighton game, I'm hoping that that's not their game. That was their slip up. Their one and only. Do you know what I mean? It's they're still unbeaten this season. It's going to be tough. We give their front three the chances that we gave Genk's front three today. We get
But
punished.
they're different. It's a different.
Yeah,
No, I know,
and
but I'm just saying that's a different side, but what I'm
we're
saying
never
is
going to set up that way. And I think we got to, look when they came to our stadium last time. It was like ball over the top, like Salah's on it, like, and they'll just cut you open so quick. And that's why we have to be cautious and try and be patient in
And
our
our
play.
pitch suits them. To be honest.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
of the size of it. And also you just got to be wary you don't roll about like
They've
he
had some
does.
good results at London Stadium, innit they, since we moved there. So
I think we better start wrapping up the Inspector Gadget alarm.
No, but
it's been a long
ultimately,
day.
good run. Still unbeaten in Europe, and we can go on. Happy days.
Yeah.
And thank you to the guys for letting us use the studio. Actually, more or less
massive
in the
thanks for that.
future.
It's been good.
It's been lovely,
Oh,
isn't
I'm
it?
glad. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Been well looked after.
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint. We'll be building up for the Liverpool game. I won't be there, apparently. Unfortunately, I'll be in Egypt at the time. So these guys will be bringing you all the content building up to that. Don't forget to tune into Friday Night Pint tomorrow. Preview?
Yes,
Saturday?
mate. Yeah, Saturday.
So there'll be a preview on Saturday, and then
Friday night pint tomorrow.
I just said that.
Oh, sorry.
And then we'll be building up to the content to Liverpool with all the fan cams and post-match pints and everything.
And then we've got a lovely international break. We ain't had one then for ages.
international break every 2 weeks.
I know, every time you turn around, it's another one.
Yeah, if you want to catch any of our merchandise, check the link in the description down below. If you're new around here, subscribe. Thank you to the guys for loaning us the studio for the evening. We'll be hopefully we'll be back here. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been
lovely.
Really professional setup. So thanks to Jason for producing the show tonight. Anything else?
Just one thing left to say, mate.
One thing left to say.
Come on,
Come on,
you
you
Irons.
Irons.
Come on, you